Have you ever thought that your neurodiversity of your autism can lead to innovation? I believe so. Innovation, one of the key components that moves our society forward. A lot of us neurodiverse people, also known as autistic and also known as um, well, people with Asperger's. So there's a study that just came out yesterday in the journal Autism. So it came out March 7th, 2023. It's a preprint online ahead of print. It's not available to me, but I can at least read the abstract, which is the synopsis of what the major parts of the clinical study are for those of you who don't are not super nerds like me and don't read clinical papers for fun. So the abstract starts. Neurodivergences such as autism have been previously viewed from a negative deficit perspective. However, research is beginning to show the benefits of being autistic and the positive outcomes of neurodiverse interactions. Diversity in the way we think can lead to the diversity in outcomes we produce. In this study, we asked independent raters to compare the similarity of towers built by autistic and non autistic individuals in a single neurotype. Both people were autistic or both people were non autistic, and neurodiverse, which one person was autistic and another person was non autistic. So these pairs competed in building these towers. And so what happened? So our results showed that the least similarity in design in the neurodiverse pairs. People were less likely to copy the design of the previous builder if the person had a different autistic status to themselves, because there's many different statuses in as far as autism, because the main diagnosis are the symptoms of autism, not necessarily what's going on inside the autistic person's head. So there are many different types of autism, even though mainstream media pretends that there's only one type of autism, and that's usually the stereotypical person that has major problems dealing with other people and major problems dealing with themselves and society. So, getting back to this. So, the people who were less likely to copy the design of the previous builder if that person had a different autistic status to themselves. This could imply people felt more confident in copying someone with a similar neurotype, mirroring results from rapport studies where autistic individuals reported greater rapport with other autistic participants than the non autistic participants. This also shows that there is more evidence of creativity in designs and innovation from stimulus design. The tower that was being watched, that the tower that had been watched being built. So they built a tower and they used that as a model to build their own towers. So when the pairs had different autistic diagnoses, this could inform practice and support involving autistic people, encouraging education and care providers to create more diverse methods and design for support mechanisms, constant content delivery, and research data collection. So the bottom line is, within the autistic community, there are a huge neurodiversity thought patterns, expressions, and that's not really being looked at because the disease model only looks at the negative aspects of autism. And a lot of people are having problems with autistic people because they are neurotypical, and so there's a lot of rapport built. Now, in previous studies that I've talked about, they've shown that rapport is easily more easily built up between two people experiencing autism. And this study is pointing out that as long as their autism diagnosis or their autism expression is similar to each other, they even get greater rapport. So that's a big deal because a lot of times autism is looked at as a disorder, a disease, problems, and then the people that are looking towards trying to help out these people, they're looking for cures, in which it's a personality disorder, it's a thought process disorder, in which the brain forms in a different way, and the thoughts and the input is very different than neurotypical people. And autism only happens in like roughly 2.5% of the population. So a lot of the people that are trying to help autistic people don't know how to help because they don't know how to think like an autistic person, so because they're not able to use empathy and mirroring because they don't know what's going on with the person's inside the person's head. So the bottom line is that there is looking at the neurodiversity model allows people to understand that there is a large divide between and a large spectrum, a large pie that can be chopped up in as in the person, the way they look at the world. And what you have to do is you have to show extra empathy in trying to communicate to these autistic individuals. Because myself, my form of autism is very different than stereotypical autistic features. The only time I even have that I even come close to stereotypical features or expressions or behaviors is when I'm severely stressed. And then that's when my triggers come out. That's when I get testy. I turn into an a-hole. And I don't want to be around people. And those are the times I'm usually forced to be around people. So I become Mr. Grumpy. And all things go wrong, and I'm trying to get people away from me, and some of them don't take the hint, and sometimes I have to be blunt with them and tell them, I'm being stressed. I need to get this stuff done, and you're not allowing me to get this stuff done. And then they might even be trying to help, but what they're doing isn't helping because they have no idea what's going on in my brain, and they're not asking either. And so this neurodiversity is a fact. And so I just wanted to let you all know that they're starting to look into trying to understand the neurodiversity of the autism world. So have a great day. So please click link subscribe. I will put a link to this new study, and hopefully in the coming days they'll be able to give us more information about this. And thank you. So please click share, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.